All right, we have a new chapter of One Piece. This is 964. Starting off, of course, with a cover story arc, the Germ Pirate Crew, which I can't get over. Their designs are so excellent. Rampaging through Dressrosa, thinking it a lawless land in the aftermath of Doflamingo's exodus. I'm assuming they're going to butt heads with Gang Beja's crime family, but I hope that we see more of them outside of the cover story arc. They just look hilarious to me and full of personality. We're going to shoot you with Kiss Kiss Cuties too. Their whole strat is just to disgust people, running around kissing them and infecting them with perhaps some sort of zombified kissing type virus. Maybe is what's happening here. I don't know. It's not quite clear. But this chapter title, so evocative. Oden's Adventure. One Piece, I mean, I shouldn't, I guess, get too much into specifics of the translation. I'm not sure what word is being translated here when they say adventure. But the word that translates into adventure, at least in the scanlations I've always been reading, seems to be a very special word to Oda. In almost every arc, there'll be a chapter titled Adventure in the Land of Whatever, a descriptor of the island that they're on. And this always, to me, marks the real starting point of the arc. And it's usually just a fantastic chapter of taking in the environment and lore building and setting up conflicts for the rest of the arc. So to see Oden's Adventure, I don't know, it feels like this is going to be quite a climactic chapter in some regards, or also a chapter that just sets up kind of the overall scope of this flashback. So I'm a little confused. Oden was chilling on Wano, as he is wont to do, daimyo of the Kuni country, when he sees Whitebeard's ship washed up on the beach and immediately asks to join. Now we know that Oden, through some point in his adult life, sailed alongside some of his vassals on the Pirate King's ship. So now he's hanging out with Whitebeard. Like, I didn't know this was part of it. So here's what I'm thinking is, like, maybe he actually... Because this is the thing, like, we know that Roger goes to Wano at some point. But it doesn't seem very Roger-esque to go to Wano twice. So maybe it actually makes more sense. Oden leaves with Whitebeard, goes on an adventure. At some point during the adventure, he meets up with Roger. He's like, wow, this guy's even cooler. Hops on Roger's ship. Roger goes back to Wano. And that's kind of the route. This is what I'm thinking. Okay, but let's find out. Let's find out. We're going to find out right now. I want to go out to sea and have an adventure. Of course you can, as the vassals say. No. Did you forget that you're part of the government of this nation? and Whitebeard's crew? No. You just tried to kill my captain. You're not the type of person who serves someone else. And I know what happens when you get people like that together in a group. That's the Rocks Pirates. So this is kind of cool. Like, Whitebeard immediately in the aftermath of the Rocks Pirates breaking up, talking about just how insane the idea of having that many powerful, egotistical people in one group actually was. I had plenty of bad experiences with my last group. Yeah, exactly. Want to say I'll get your own ship. Tried dozens of times, it doesn't work. I've got absolutely no sulfur scaling. This seems to be a common theme among these real world-shaking types, right? Luffy, on his own, not a sailor. Every attempt he's made to set out to sea on his own has ended in total disaster. Roger, it kind of seems like maybe the same. Like, we saw when he meets Raleigh, he's like, hey, Raleigh's just like asleep on a ship, and Roger comes over and wakes him up, and he's like, hey, you want to go to sea? You want to go on an adventure? He wasn't doing it himself. He wasn't, out there on the ocean by himself. I don't know. And Blackbeard as well. A little on the evil side, but definitely one of these world shakers. And on many occasions, his crew is getting wrecked. Like, his ship gets destroyed by the knock-up spout. They're often seemingly adrift or stranded somewhere, kind of navigating at random sometimes, it seems. So I don't know. I don't know if this is actually going to be like a lore point or if it's just kind of a funny recurring gag, but When he said I have absolutely no skill for sailing, I was like, yeah, that sounds about right. Strict law in the land of Ueno against leaving the country. Kinemon trying to be the voice of reason here. Laws of the nation do not apply to me. I just want to adventure. I want to see the world. Oh, 5 islands in the world. That's right. Zo people having a total misunderstanding of the scope of the world. You could start counting islands and not finish until you're past 10 or 20 million. Is that a fact? Wow. The world is a huge place. 10 or 20 million. Now, I would think on Earth, there's probably 10 or 20 million islands. Most of them are just nothing, right? They're just like a little rocky alcove thing. You count them as islands because they're islands, but like, we haven't really seen very many islands in One Piece like that, because why would we see them? So, like, is Marco actually saying the number of inhabited islands? Islands with, like, something interesting going on? Is 10 or 20 million? Is that true on Earth? I have no idea. I genuinely have no idea. Nobody can count the number of islands out there. Whoa, so this is why our little animal buddies are so eager to go along with Oden. Because we know they were on the Pirate King's crew. They're part of that ship as well. And I'm pretty sure this guy that Oden is hanging around with is Scopper. So he ends up on that crew as well. But right now he seems very against it. So 2 weeks later, Oden's still trying to sneak off. But the Whitebeard crew sneaking off ahead. Say I did like the guy. It'd be like kidnapping royalty. Only causes trouble down the line. All the food and lumber they gave us. So yeah, we can see the Moby Dick is kind of shoddily patched up. I guess it's good enough to go. But who is this? Just knew you would try this, Whitebeard. Try this, Lord. I mean, going anywhere. Oh, this is fun. This is an adventure. This feels like such a kind of iconic type thing. Running off in the middle of the night to try to join a pirate crew. It's wonderful to me that One Piece, for all of its complexity and world building, for how elaborate and complicated the plot is becoming, they still work in these moments of just iconic pirate adventure, jumping onto the ship as it sails away. As the beginning of your adventure. Leaving the country is my dream. Let's travel together. Show me the worlds. It's wild song, Oden. Go back home. Pull up the one who grabbed onto him, but only that one. Okay. Uh-oh. Okay. So Lord Oden is missing. Ship is gone too. Brother Izo, who we saw grabbing onto Oden, and the doggy and the kitty. So I don't know what's happening with them. Maybe they're stowaways. Maybe they had snuck on before. Maybe Marco took sympathy on them and allowed them to come on after seeing just how little they knew of the world. Because, you know, they're not citizens of Wano. It's not like they're causing some international incident by taking a little dog and cat. Okay. So they're still flailing along. Now he's going to drown. The future of Wano rests upon his shoulders. How many times I refused him? But he still made it out to sea. So we're going to play by my rules. Can't just let a dangerous man like him step on board. Posing my family to risk. If you want to stop him, talk him down. You have 3 days. Ooh, if you can cling to that chain for 3 whole days, I'll let you come aboard the ship. Oh, I love it. Oh, it's just so, again, it's like this iconicness, right? We've been talking about this a lot with this Oden story, that it kind of feels like hagiography, the lives of saints, that everything is put in these kind of iconic, legendary terms, you know? You can see this being written down in the history book, that Oden clung to the chain for 3 days. And of course, it says something about his character. It's like a feat of strength and perseverance and will. And it kind of hypes up his power level some more. We still have no way to fathom how strong Odin is, so this is all exciting. But the way it hits me even harder is in this real kind of iconicness, you know? That it sounds like we're hearing the origin of a legend that really exists in the lore of One Piece. Does this make sense? I don't know. It's exciting, isn't it? I think it's very exciting. And here, a little montage. For 3 days, he clung to the chain, getting bitten by the fish, sleeping while holding on to it. All beaten up. The snow, the freezing cold water. I can barely believe it. Between the collisions in the water, he's completely misshapen. Just whatever. He got this over. He passes the test. He's one of us, right? Oh, I love Marco. Marco's so cool. The one thing that did kind of disappoint me is that Marco in this flashback is like he's not yet a commander and he looks really young, right? And they're calling him. So this is like 30 years ago. So that all kind of makes sense. He looks still pretty young now, but I remember there was a lot of theories that like, okay, what if Marco has actually been with Whitebeard since the very start? Then Marco is actually like the same age as Whitebeard, if not older, and it's because of the Phoenix fruit that he stays so young. So I always thought, oh, that'd be kind of a cool theory. Like maybe we'll see Marco in a flashback at some point and he'll just look exactly the same. But whatever, I still love Marco. Marco is such a cool character. He's the Phoenix. Oh, he's so cool. Oh my god, do you remember in the war when Marco first uses his powers? It's like it's so few things in all of manga are that hype. The Phoenix. You know how much Oda respects that word, that invocation, the Firebird. You think Oda hasn't read Tezuka's Phoenix? You think Oda doesn't love that manga? You think Oda hadn't waited all that time to make the Phoenix character and then be like, this guy's gonna be cool no matter what? Okay. Enough about Marco. Enough about Marco. Okay. Can he do it? Just one more hour. Putting my master through this torment, I will see that you pay, Whitebeard. So she's been tied up on the ship the whole time, probably because she wants to rescue Odin, given that he's the shogun in waiting. So they've had to tie her up. Okay. Another island. What's going on here? This island looks interesting. Big Rafflesia. You know those giant flowers that sound like rotting or smell like rotting corpses? It's kind of cool, very intriguing, very kind of classic tropicalness. And they're kidnapping some woman. Gonna take you on our ship to Wano, just like you wanted. Suppose you don't. That's a slaver ship. Stupid me. Ooh. Oh, I'm trapped. Time to jump in the future. This is... So, of course, her name is Toki, because she's got time powers. Nominative determinism in One Piece. Very, very strong. That is to say, the theory that the thing you're called determines what you become. They name their daughter Toki. Eventually, she eats the time fruit. Oh, we could have seen this coming. Toki means time in Japanese, if you didn't know. If you're named after a famous pirate, you're probably going to become a famous pirate. Should have seen that coming. And if your middle name is D, oh baby, everybody better watch out. At any rate. So this is the future shogun's wife. This is Odin's future partner, we know. This is how they meet. Oh my god! Whoa! Oh, whoa! So he goes out to sea with Whitebeard, technically. I think I had the right kind of route right in my head. Goes out to with Whitebeard, comes back with Roger. But the timescale was way off. He didn't even get on the ship. So that's kind of cool. The first ship he's really going to step on is the Oro Jackson, the Pirate King's ship. That feels very befitting. No offense to the Moby Dick. No offense to Whitebeard. They're cool too, but you know, he's saving himself for the Oro Jackson. Anyways, but this is amazing. He heard a woman's voice calling for help, and so he abandons, after 3 days, his quest to get onto Whitebeard's ship. After bruising himself into this abomination. Whew! Okay, again, just, I don't know, it's historic. It's the historicness of all of this I love. Human after all. Yeah, you sure are. Oswald, I'm standing on foreign soil for the first time. Last I've left the wind of Wayno, my adventure has begun. Finally out of the country and you're dressed the same old way. This is a disappointment. What? She's just a weeaboo! She's just a Wayno-boo! She's totally a Wayno-boo. That's what's going on here, right? Those guys are going to trick her into just becoming a slave. And she was still going to say yes, just because she's such a Wayno-boo. And even the slightest chance that they could end up going to Wayno. I kind of like it, that she's a huge Wayno-boo, and then she ends up being the Shogun's wife. Like, that's a nice arc for her. Who wouldn't want to be a Wayno-boo? Wayno is awesome! Alright. Yesterday go. It's the Cephalo-Octopus Pirates. Captain Karma. Damn, you really gonna... This guy has, like, the octopus fruit, a bunch of hands. He's got an awesome name, Captain Karma. He's the head of the Cephalo-Octopus pirate crew, and he's just gonna get one-paneled by friggin' Whitebeard of all people? Kinda seems like a waste. Poor Captain Karma. All of this effort put into him. He's got cool designs, got a cool logo on his shirt. He's just gonna get one-paneled. Yeah. Bunk. So they end up on the ship anyways. Okay, I like that. We get to see more Whitebeard adventures. We get to see Whitebeard adventures into Roger adventures. Like, what more as a One Piece fan, as someone reading One Piece for all these years, it's just beautiful. It's what I've always wanted. You gave up your ambitions because of a woman's shriek. Didn't take you for the soft type. Going on a grand adventure beyond anything you can imagine, little brother. Oh, this is great. Yeah, the little cat and dog are stowing away. Nice, nice. And this person is still on board. I don't know what pronouns to use to refer to them, but whatever. They're here. No guy that might end up being Scopper, though, which is interesting. Because if they're going to adventure until they meet... Ooh, maybe it'll be a thing like after the entire Roger adventure and they're back in Wayno. He'll be like, hey, that actually looks kind of fun. All these stories you're telling me, I think I'm actually down. And then he sails off with them. Something like that? I don't know. Anyways. They don't want to go to Wayno. The I don't want to go to Wayno face is really good. It makes sense, because what happened when Whitebeard went to Wayno? His ship got wrecked, and then a bunch of annoying people started following him. Whoa! Okay, an enemy attacks, and Oden immediately just cuts the ship in half. That's not the pirate way. Is this place? I've never seen anything like these buildings. Ooh, what is this place? It's like topiary land. There's a sign that says Yari on the castle. I don't think this is the last we'll see of this place. There's not... It seems unreasonable to think there'll be like an arc on some island that we've never heard of before, but there'll be more little teasers to this place, I'm sure. Maybe there already is. Maybe I'm supposed to recognize where they are. I don't. It looks like a real fairy tale kind of world. The Oda, the One Piece Oda equivalent of MTG's Eldraine. Cold and heat like I'd never experienced. He's frozen in an ice cube, and then he's on fire. Plants, animals. Look at this koala. Oh, they're so cute. You know what I love? They're having all these adventures, These adventures, I feel like you could make the cover stories of, where it's just the straw hats hanging out with like animals or doing other silly things. You know, it feels like the adventure they're on could generate all those things too. You know, it just I don't know. I like that. I think I don't know. This is great. This is just great. They run into a giant. Maybe they're on Elbaf. I don't know. The trees in the backgrounds look kind of like the trees we saw in Elbaf during the flashback with Big Mom. Maybe. Plants, animals, people, strength, ideas, everything was new and different. Every day my old illusions were shattered. Everything surpassed my imagination. I was so small, I only knew a tiny piece of the world. Look at this lovely scene of everybody cheering and dancing together. The Cat Viper looks a lot bigger than he used to. And there's Diamond Jozu. Dogstrom's getting pretty big too. Marco, of course, singing and dancing. It's lovely to see Whitebeard so happy too. It took a long time. It's been 300 plus chapters since he died, I want to say. But now we get to see Whitebeard in his old glory. How lovely. I'm 26 years old, but I was born about 800 years ago. Whoa! I mean, it's so funny. They just kind of play it off as a laugh here. Like, and here's another crazy thing I couldn't have seen coming. That woman I saved was 800 years old. But like, hey, that means she probably has lived through some very major, significant to lore historical areas. Of course, it seems like she was on this backwater island. But there's probably some reason that she was super into Wano. Maybe some contact she had with the Kozuki clan hundreds of years ago, back when they were making the poneglyphs, maybe. Oh, this is so interesting. 800 years ago. Okay, then don't worry about that because we got freaking Roger. Roger on screen. Roger sighted. Let's see. Another article about Whitebeard. We're all raising all this ruckus over there. So they've got a new samurai from Wano, and he's a real wild man. Samurai from a closed-off nation. I'd like to meet this fellow. It's the Great Pirate, Gold Roger. He's just the Great Pirate at this time. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. All right. Adventures are coming. Adventures are coming. No chapter until December 15th. So next week, this week, whatever you want to call it, they're on break. But since I was slow to read this one, I only have to wait a week. So that's something. All right. Let's look forward to that. Bye-bye for now. It's crazy. Okay. Bye-bye.